Oh my God. What? Welcome to the afternoon death. It's a future. Whoever the fuck they think they are. Hey, it's Susan. Welcome to the afternoon death. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's Susan. We're here at Afternoon Desk, joining Jen, IHIP News, with her reporting or morning commentary after last night's State of the Union speech. And I'm just going to pick up where she starts talking about Israel. Then we'll head into England and see the hijinks over there. I just love it. It is too funny. Let's go. It would be laughable if it weren't so sad.
We're living in America. Those of us have to suffer the consequences from this regime. Chuck Schumer's immune to it. But those of us that are out here living and fighting for our country do not want an opposition party like Chuck Schumer is offering. The administration needs to make its case to the American people. Well, we know from Chuck Schumer a couple of weekends ago, he said that his main job as a senator was to make sure that Israel continued to get a blank check from United States taxpayers. And now they are going to forge this into war, not for American interests, but for Israeli interests. And let me remind you guys that Obama had a nuclear deal. And for no reason other than Donald Trump doesn't like Barack Obama because he's black. He dismantled the nuclear deal. So now he wants to go to war with Iran to then put another nuclear deal in process. And these things are never quick. They're never tidy. People die, people suffer. These wars cause generational trauma, and the United States government is so weak right now because people have the goods or they know how to flatter our idiotic president, and they can just dog walk him right into war. And this is what I want to say to the Democrats. You want to do business and you want to collude with a man that, number one, tried to kill his own vice president, completely has dismantled 250 years worth of work in this country in a very Hitler-esque style of fascism, is putting his images on DOJ. He's cankles deep in the Epstein files. And you allow him to treat you all like this at the State of the Union, and then you're colluding behind the backs of a bipartisanship support from Massey and Ro Khanna to put everybody on record. You're colluding with a guy that treats you like shit like this. Play the clip.
Says These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy.
So I don't know how to respond to Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. I mean, there's such a disjointed opposition right now. You have some Democrats that said, I am not going to normalize this man. I'm going to not be sitting there. And then you have Hakeem Jeffries that says, we need to go and sit there firmly. The opposition is simply this, as it pertains to the Democratic Party. You have the Democrats that service corporations first. And coincidentally, these are the same corporations and lobbyists that also service MAGA. And then you have the Democrats that fully support the workers and the American people and see that we are in deep. They see the dismantling of the federal government, not just by Trump, but by all of these industry titans that have gone and bent the knee. They don't support their customers. Billions upon billions of dollars, tax-free dollars, American taxpayer subsidies will never be enough for these psychos. So they go and collude with this broken, dementia-ridden man. And we have Democrats that will not stand up to them. And then he stands there and he says, these people are crazy. And remember when he called Ted Cruz's wife ugly? We were like, how can Ted Cruz support him? Well, we know how, because all of these MAGA people are political prostitutes that believe in nothing. But we have a component of that in the Democratic Party. We should give this man no daylight. We should not go to war unless Congress completely approves it and everybody is on record. But even then, I oppose it. I oppose this mess of going into these wars in the Middle East that then just rack up the budget deficit. Senseless generational killing and trauma. When we had a deal with Iran, but Benjamin Netanyahu knows he has to move fast because dementia duck, Donald Trump, is a lame duck plus dementia. His time is going to end soon. The clock is ticking. So they're trying to get as much as they can. All of these people, the corporations, these foreign governments, they're trying to manipulate and use our government in our country while we have a weak president to the best of their ability.
Absolutely.
And it is just utterly disgraceful because this man posts on his social media about our former president that he was an ape. And so last night, Congressman Al Green stood up and showed some opposition. And there is his sign. It says, Black people aren't apes. And so obviously this is something in the MAGA world that they put out. A couple of people in the MAGA world were like, oh my God, that's so racist. That's even too far. And it's just like, oh, so you grade the racism? Like the other stuff he did that was racist was fine, but this one's too far. That's the convoluted world that these people live in. And so as he had up his sign, I mean, total goat move. He's walking out and Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, this other congressman there, is trying to rip up the sign. And I want you to look at her, the smile on her face, the excitement. She loves the recreational cruelty of the racism. And this is at the epicenter of why this man has been able to do what he does with impunity and immunity. Because America has a racist problem. Did you see the cheer on her face, the smile, her little thumb?
Yeah.
How great she thought that was.
Yeah.
She doesn't think Donald Trump, this man that is completely cooked, his brain is cooked. He's a pathological liar. He's sitting there lecturing people in his State of the Union speech, you guys. He's sitting there talking about Iran killing protesters. And it never occurs to him, oh shit, the United States of America is killing protesters too.
Oh no, Jen, I'd say he does. I'm sorry. This is becoming like me contradicting Jen's show. I just want to apologize for yesterday's I took it out. But anyway, no, he knows. He's well aware. He's having the protesters killed, essentially. He knows. He just thinks we don't know. And he's right. He can tell us enough. He can tell people over and over and over again that it's not happening. They'll never see any other media and they'll believe him. Another note on Minnesota in particular. Are they allowed to have cell phones? I haven't seen any streaming out of Minnesota. Last we heard, Tom Holman. Did you hear that paper fall down? I'd say it's a tower when we get back to tarot. Anyway, last we heard, Tom Holman left and said, it's wrapped up, everything's fine there. I haven't seen a word out of them since. Has anyone else? I'd love to know if Ben from Meidas Touch has circled back and gotten any news from there. The last thing I saw when I searched was February 14th, their Indigenous Parade Day. You see how powerful the media is? I cannot believe that a man went over and took her sign down. And look at, yes, I love the joy on her face and the thumbs up. I think we all feel that. But look at the glee on his as he... Let's go back to that hand. Sorry, Jen. You're doing thank you so much to Jen and Pomps at IHIP News. They are so awesome. All right, look at this guy's face, though. I'll try to zoom in when I edit.
Trying to rip up the sign. And I want you to look at her, the smile on her face, the excitement.
Who is that? Who is doing that?
Of the racism. And this is at the epicenter of why this man has been able to do what he does with impunity and immunity.
Yeah. I want to hear more of what you're saying up here.
Now, it's all about getting power. It's all about, we dismantled DEI because we're such racists. And, we don't really care. We'll make a kind of statement about Obama, about Trump, posting that Obama was an ape and Michelle Obama were apes.
How do you do that?
Disgustingly racist. They don't care. These people have no soul, no conviction, and they will sit there and let this man pathologically lie and lead us into another war, lie about what a racist he is, lie about this entire MAGA movement. And you have to understand, the entire federal government right now is all operated as a crime syndicate. If you want to go pay Trump $1 million and he will pardon you.
Can we get
Department of
sorry to cut you off again, but can we get Mrs. Guthrie back? Savannah offered $1 million. Could you give Mrs. Guthrie back? Could you please just give us back Mrs. Guthrie? Or had you put her in a camp and then had to dispose of her because it's conspiracy theory? But that's what your regime lends itself to. Conspiracy theory. Because who the fuck could believe this shit? And I just want to take the pressure or the intention away from the idea that the American people are letting this man lie. I do not think they understand that he's lying. As someone who is a total moron, I agree. I'm not even saying it like you called me names because it's true. But that's the only way you can feel after being completely betrayed and lied to and gaslit. So heads up to those who are waiting to see if he's telling the truth or not. He's lying to you. A pathological liar, a crime syndicate, a gang member, really. In the gang of Beyonce, in the gang of Diddy, in the gang of Clive Davis, in the gang of, who joined that? Isn't Harry there? Prince Harry in that gang, Meghan Markle in that gang, Prince William, Prince Mess Catherine. Aren't they also in cahoots there? Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, this is their gang.
Just anymore. Donald Trump.
And Israel. How was Israel formed? Who formed Israel? What bank's behind that? What country? Is it England? I see Israel as no more than laundering money for England. There goes Netanyahu. I don't think Israelis are the same thing as Jews. No, they're trained the same way Nazis are. We'll go over all their similarities. It's striking, I know.
Is Kankles deep with credible accounts of sexual assault in the Epstein files. What does Pam Bondi do? She heard from the victims, the survivors. What does she do? She walks into Congress indignant. And all of these people that claim to be these good Christian people sit there and cheer that man as he lies. Did you see little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson sitting behind Trump?
Yeah. Oh, God.
The disgusting adoration he has for this man. Here is the Theil's 2-minute wrap up of just pathological lying. And Seth, I want you to play this, and I'm going to pause it as we go along to call out and fact check the lies. Play the clip.
Time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
The hottest country.
Our country.
We have the hottest couple in England.
We're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much.
Nobody's asking.
We can't take it anymore.
No, literally, no one's asking that. No one's asking that. You can see I can't wait to just break right into the England piece, because to take a look over there is truly astonishing. Suddenly, King Charles has cancer so bad he has to abdicate the throne. At the same time, Prince Andrew is arrested, and they see more of the files, and his name's in the Epstein files as conspirator to murder. That would mean to me, it would indicate that Charles, King Charles, does not need immunity, because he'd be sacrificing his own to give it to Prince William and Princess Catherine.
They're like, don't worry, we're going to take the throne. And all of England's like, oh, but they're so pretty.
That makes sense. Can you imagine King Charles, after Queen Elizabeth did something or there was some big scandal? The royals are known for their scandal. Him saying, I'm going to take my distance from the Queen. Can you imagine? Give me a total break. Oh, and who is William in a picture with? Trump, Notre Dame, France. Catherine wasn't there. That's interesting, too.
In our country, until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on.
Oh, yeah. How about Kash Patel acting like he was a 20-year-old? Those young men are in their 20s. He doesn't go back into the locker room. Congratulations, guys. He's the biggest partier of them all, shaking up his beer. Give me a medal. I just took a $750,000 flight here. Yo, dude, grow up. You're trying to normalize that people, grown men in power, party with people half their age? What are they supposed to do? They're mostly, if you listen, laughing nervously. Like, yeah, we kind of like to celebrate amongst ourselves now, Cash. But sure, we support your good time. Are you installing ice here? Wake up, people.
4 million Americans a record off of food stamps.
Lies.
So
Lies.
my first year of the second term, Should be my third term.
Complete lie.
Should be my third term. You fucking idiot. Should be the Constitution. Why the fuck would you have a third term? Trump derangement syndrome is fucking you. Have Trump derangement syndrome. You are deranged. 100% full stop. Okay. Hello, Hanklin.
Did you notice how all the people in the audience chuckled at that? And
Yeah.
let's review what he did when he lost in 2020. He incited a riot, an insurrection, wherein
I'll do it
wise
first.
Christian men, you think you're safe from this guy? They tried to kill Mike Pence. Nobody's safe under this regime. And
No
all
one's
of those
safe.
idiots, all of those Republican idiots sit there and laugh at his continued big lie where he riled up a bunch of rubes to go and attack the Capitol, and they all faced felony convictions. Of course, he pardoned them. But the people who financed this, the Heritage Foundations, the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's wife that was knee deep in this, the elites get off, just like they get off from raping little kids. This is the most corrupt crime syndicate, and Congress sits there and chuckles at his pathological lies. What an absolute disgrace. Continue.
Ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Pause.
What?
You guys, the whole tariff thing, Howard Lutnick, who over at Meidas Touch, they call him Howard Nutlick.
Nutlick.
He shorted the whole entire tariff thing. He had his sons, the same sons that he took to meet Jeffrey Epstein when they were kids with his daughters. He had them bet that the Supreme Court was going to rule this way, and he's making billions of dollars. Everybody in the Trump regime, it's all a shakedown. It's all a hustle. It's all insider trading. Trump is $4 billion richer. His psycho sons are billions of dollars richer. His psycho son-in-law, billions of dollars richer.
Israel.
Everybody in the cabinet, all the oligarchs that bent the knee,
Kushner,
billions
Israel.
of dollars richer. It's the biggest pathological lie, and they're all standing up and clapping like a bunch of programmed seals. It's a disgrace. Continue.
I love they cheer on crazy.
These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. That is why.
Oh, we've returned to that. It was okay to make images of Obama or black people like that. How do we stand for that? Well, we stood for Elon Musk being a co-president. If you couldn't see the laugh in that, the joke of the republic he made from there. We're $2.2 trillion in debt already a year later. What if they say they were going to save us $2 trillion? I could see them back there like, oh, here's one for you, one for me. We'll give $2 billion. Here's one T for you, one T for me. We won't be low. They're calling us low T. We won't be low T. And then $2 billion for the one who does the deal. Like in Nazi Germany. And they'd steal every single ounce of gold, every tooth out of their head, and sell them and give that broker 10%. $2 billion sounds like 10% to $2 trillion, doesn't it? No one's doing that accounting? Why? Because he's going to cover you because you got caught on camera doing something you think would be so embarrassing? Give yourselves up. No one gives a fuck about blackmail. You can see that anyway. We don't trade in blackmail. It's illegal. If someone tried to blackmail me, I'd call the cops. Have the evidence destroyed and the person locked up. We're supposed to be stopping there. I heard someone arguing for the Epstein survivors about the one person, 13 years old, who was interviewed 3 times by the FBI when she came forward and said that Trump forced her to give oral sex and then punched her. And this was 2024. They had 3 subsequent interviews that have gone missing. And the interviews ended, I think, in June or July 24. So was that Democrats going for it to try to see if they could get Trump off of his throne? And then they decided they just didn't give a shit really anyway. If it was useful for us, maybe. We'll get back to you. Because why the fuck is he still sitting there? Anyway, so this woman was reporting on this, and she was a great advocate for the survivors, but she said there is one instance in the files, one instance of someone making a sexual assault claim against Trump. One instance. And that person's been silenced. Lady, there's a lot more, although I appreciate your effort, a lot more than one instance. It is rife with allegations. Rife, going back decades. As long as you make your money, right? That's great. Ruin generations of our future, your own future. The law protects everyone indiscriminately, so that means the laws would work for you, and now they won't. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks.
To end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials, the Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota.
There are no Somalis in Minnesota. What are you talking about?
Where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the...
What are you talking about?
Bribery, corruption, and
Oh my
lawlessness.
gosh.
I mean, it's the gaslighting levels here are so incredible. And I guess we all have to come. We've known how stupid MAGA is. A lot of the electorate. It's unbelievable. You have members of Congress that are so emotionally stunted, intellectually stunted, that are so racist, that have no empathy, no compassion. The one thing that the Democrats need to use this whole horrific episode of MAGA is to keep driving the narrative. Donald Trump has exposed the Republican Party for the lying, conning, grifting, pay-to-play, immoral, anti-family, pro-pedophile, pro-crime organization that it is. And they need to keep driving it over and over and over again. If you state in this fascist takeover and you believe these lies, you should be called out relentlessly by the opposition. The Democrats should not cooperate with these pathological liars on anything.
I just have to say also, all right, I'm going to move to the next thing. Because when it becomes down to whether it's Republican or Democrat, that's not what's operating here. It's not. That's not what's operating behind the pedophilia and everything. Trump, for sure. But was he even a Republican? I'm an independent. But it's really, I need to caution anyone who may be listening into thinking, well, you could just vote Democrat and it'll be fine. That's not what's happening here. There are not two parties anymore. It is corporate funding, it's private interest, and it's on both sides. And there's a huge global contingency here from the World Economic Forum. Their graduates are rife through our House and Senate. And that's the thing we have to look at. I would not be surprised if Jen found out something about Hakeem Jeffries there and why he sounds so seriously aligned with racism and oppression and ICE. It's a little weird as a Black man. Anyone as a human being, but in particular as a Black man. It makes literally no sense. Unless there aren't two parties. Unless there's something else. Oh, make it make sense to me. I'm going to go to the next thing. It is super upsetting. I'm super upset.
Zero daylight, 100% opposition. Fuck you, politics. It's time for it. Continue.
All right, Jen. No, let's leave you there. Okay, let's surf a little bit. Well said, Jennifer Welch.